description of who we are, what we are, and what we want to do. Self-directed warfare. It becomes automatic after a while. Of course, we just talked about don't fight the fools. Don't worry about them fools. Don't use up no time on them fools. Just because they're fools, that's why, The laws of war in general and the laws of war in America and the laws of particular anti-Muslim warfare, especially internal war on Muslims, which is immigrants, and internal war on Negroes in particular. And the same words we've always used: archives, chronicle, documentalist, historian, characterize things. Misrepresentation and perversions is something we've been dealing with all along. Brother Tufayl's leaving left a void. That's why we didn't even have to think. We just clicked right in. Right? Tufayl is gone, so we're going to fill those things right away because there's a void. People don't just pop up and you didn't confide in them, they didn't confide in you, and nobody knows what we done talked about a lot. They know some of it. But what are you going to pick up in over 28 years? Something of being around, right in on everything. Hey, man. That leaves a void. It leaves a void in knowledge. And then to study, you got to remember, Brother Tufayl studied a lot. You could tell from his talks the evolution. Boop, boop, boop. You just see right there and watch it. I didn't see him watch it, but I know what the discussion was. Discussion, tafsir of Quran, evolutionary, real, what does this hadith mean, how to interpret it. And we discussed all of those things in detail, all the time. So you can see the evolution. And moving away from that sausage head Islam, like, well, anyway. No, you get deep when you started. What? Well, I bet, hey man, this is what's happening. That begins to be beautiful. Okay. We'll talk about positioning later. Big victory. I'll fight the last one. Phase 3. Well, phase 3 for us is what are we in? But we have to evolve right between. If we have a stage 1 in stage 3, it will be when all is complex and all the property and everybody is all staffed and people are reading and translating and doing all the stuff that we'll have our own managers, translators, all that stuff. To translate the original stuff into our language. That means Negroes will probably be doing it. Yeah, all of that. No, this means, remember, world-class organization. That's where we're headed. That's where we're headed. We're not, that's just the first step in what we're doing. Because this seems like it's it. Boss man ain't slowing down. You won't even be able to call him boss man again, except to make fun of you, boss man, and he'll be, biting the dust. Okay, associated training, that. You can't make bad decisions when you have Quran, Sunnah, and history behind you. And when you really blend your experience, you can't make a big mistake. Even if you make a little off call or something small. But sifting everything through those, you can't be wrong. Unless you misread the Quran, misreading Hadith, misread. You just, that is possible because we got people in the world that misread Quran, misread history, misread hadith, and they own experience, and they all holding hands with boss man. Saudis, Emiratis, all the people. Well, people won't be looking up to them much more anymore. It's like that people are not happy with what they've been getting, making things with Israelis and everything. They don't show people out in the street. They don't like that. Don't worry about it. And the last thing, dear people, don't worry. Next week or soon, yeah, maybe in the middle, we're going to explain just the process of what's happening right now. We've explained it before, but we're going to go into a little more detail, you know, about controlled implosions when people want to blow up their own system and rebuild a new system off of the old, and how it won't work and all of that, the part that the Zionists play. See, we know when the Zionists get madder than boss man. They be, boy, look at here. They be really mad because, see, the truth, the Zionists are more vulnerable than Americans, although Americans killed all the Indians. They did all of that. And then I'll close with this. To see, I was watching a program the other day, Driving While Black, something like that. You know, the interaction that we have with the police, and then they showed a lot of confrontation with the police and their filthy attitude. Nigger, get out of that car! What? Bam, bam, bam! And they just show them that our lives don't mean nothing. That these crackers, these Euros, can just blow you away whenever they want. And it's 1,000% chance or less. One chance out of 1,000 that anything is going to happen. At all.
We're not human.
Amen. But they keep showing it over and over again.
Right.
Imagine what that's doing to everybody. Right. You know, just imagine, bam, 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 over and over again. And then they show George Floyd over and over and over again. And everybody's looking at America. You're talking about what? Who are you? You know, what is wrong with you to talk about anybody doing anything to anybody else? So, dear believers, are there any questions or any comments?
Yeah, brother had asked, this is Brother Kwame Madden. He asked, what is your take on Sudan now bending to Israel?
Well, just go back a little while, the Western position on Sudan. First, they had to break up Sudan, right?
Right, yeah.
Break it up. Sudan had 10 borders on countries in Africa. Boy, Sudan is big. So they break it up. South Sudan and Northern Sudan. You ever notice that as soon as they broke it up, all the people in the South started killing each other? They haven't made no peace yet. They didn't care. They just wanted Sudan broken up. 2 years ago, Sudan Libre. Sudan, and you have a nice lady that's one of the leaders of the da-da-da-da-da, and you can tell on the news when they say they're good, something's wrong with them. It's just simple as that, right? So now, the Sudan that they want is making, Sudan has been vulnerable for a long time. And so Sudan has been at the crosshairs of the U.S. and Israel. And I would say, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. All the stuff about Bakersfield and all the new friends. Don't worry about that. I'm not like Trump saying, don't worry about the disease. It's going to be good. We just turn in the corner. I don't mean it that way. What I mean to say is that Sudan is going through a new change. They've deposed the past government last year, 2 years ago. My view of Sudan is the own view that they had of itself. First of all, they lied all the time about Sudan. If you're driving down the Nile, the big state house is right here. Umdurman is over there, across the Nile. And the biggest church in Sudan is right next to the state house. I mean, right next to the state house. The southern Sudanese was running to hide in northern Sudan. That's what they were. Slavery in the Sudan was probably y'all, must be y'all, we ain't doing that. But Sudan is African and Islamic, and you get that feel.
But on the radio, they said yesterday, it was either yesterday I heard it, Arab Sudan. Arab Sudan. So,
if you said Sudanese in here with us, can you tell the difference?
No.
Just
No,
can't
you
tell.
cannot.
It's okay. It's okay to let them lie.
People just
Remember, you keep lying, and eventually, the people are going to say, they used to talk about the Janjaweed. Remember Janjaweed? They had the lightest guy in Sudan, supposedly leading them, but they said they must have airbrushed him. That's what the other Sudanese said. They must have airbrushed him and they lightened him up. You know how they can, hey man, you be thinking the person's almost white. It's not only Sudanese, Southern Egyptians. When you get in that area, you'll see Southern Egyptians. They're on the border, they look like Sudanese. Black with kind of look like a couple of 3 or 4 curls in their hair. That's all. Black as tar. It's okay. They have a plan and allowed to have a plan. And so far, it looks like the uncovering of secrets is going in our way. So over the long run, everything they did, Southern Sudan is fighting each other, and it's just a failure. It's a flop, one big flop. And even the separation of Sudan, it was almost the Sudanese' fault. If they would have made a few good moves, they could have prevented that. But they didn't. They was involved in their own little petty squabbles. That's why we said death to petty squabbles in party politics. United we stand, divided we fall. That's, I don't know who said that, but it makes a lot of sense. Anybody else?
That's it for Facebook. And over on YouTube, yeah, just Khadijah. Yep, just Khadijah. Yeah, that's it. Oh, Khadijah, she tuned in on YouTube, and she, did her rant, everything. Yeah.
Oh, what did she have to say?
Oh, it's a lot, Imam Musa.
No, it's okay, just in general. What did that, dear Khadijah, I'm glad you're watching.
Okay, so her first comment was, publicity, you got friends all over the world, but you supposed to be injured, so very sad. The people sit up and believe these lies. Why you the only one who have the FBI number? Why? Stop lying. When you was in the pen, why did the feds clear up your record? When did this really happen, great pretender? She's talking about the assault on you. I can keep on going if you want. I can stop.
No, that's enough.
Okay.
Well, that's enough.
All right.
First of all, I think I might even just answer some of that.
Okay.
Just for the heck of it, hey, it's so nice. Because the first day they came in, on December the 1st, they had a camera and they came in, you this, you that. And they was telling the people in Oakland and my sons, who I was away from them for decades almost, because I was in jail. And my son just heard about the thing, and it was all over the penitentiary. The best reputation I have is in the pen. And Diamond Jim said to them, he's the best out of all of us. That's what he told Khadijah and them. Because they was talking, you don't have this, you didn't do enough time. Let me see. They done stole a masjid. They're not in jail. They done told false arrests. They're not in jail. The FBI did come here and they said, maybe you shouldn't go back to Oakland. I said, why not? They said, didn't you report the thing? I said, yeah, I reported it. This is a coffer name, all the police I reported. What did they do? I said, they didn't do nothing. I said, well, maybe you should, they use the term, you should stay here and do good deeds. That's what the FBI is saying to me. I said, you're the FBI, you can tell the people in Oakland anything you want, right? Oakland can't call you and tell you what to do. You call them and tell them what to do. So I went on back out there. But clearing up my record, I was just trying to figure how many times I got stopped and what happened. And what happens in general here. There's something to think about. Clear record. Which one is that? Clear record? Which one? Clear record? Clarence? You talking about Clarence Reeves? R-E-A-M-S? Why, his record is a foot long. That's longer than that, of course. And it's not clear. Whenever they stop in a police car and they push in Clarence Reeves, hey man, their whole composure changed. Their whole composure changed. I would like to ask, what about you guys? You guys can do anything and you don't get in no trouble about nothing. You attack the masjid with guns and you never go to jail. And the police cover for y'all while y'all running away. The police cover for y'all. I'm just wondering about that. And you can assault a 73-year-old man and the police know who did it. And they don't do nothing. You can assault the masjid and the whole police department come by the masjid and they take one picture of me on a telephone, and block y'all where you can get away. All your friends, the Adams, all them guys with the fuzzy beards, they can get away. Just whenever you get ready to explain it, and how do you know so much about my business? Who tells you that? The records y'all have. Didn't y'all say my father sold me into slavery? Didn't they say that?
That's it. They really
sold me
said that.
into slavery. What are y'all talking about? The doctor that patched my head up after y'all busted it called me a year later, sitting right there. So fine for you. So what you're talking about is having excellent relations with boss man. But now here's the thing. It's not me and my relations with boss man. It's you and your relations with boss man. Boss man in front of you off and made a fool out of me. And I remember what we said in the Masjid in 2014 up in the front. I told you I was going to help. But we just sitting up there. I was going to help you and Mukhtar. I didn't tell you because you were stupid or dumb. And then I just used the terminology, this is bigger than. If you don't know how big this is by now, and all of the global friends, we do have global friends all over the world. We got posters, Imam Musa here, Imam Musa there. But you shouldn't be jealous of that. You know, you shouldn't be jealous of a guy, even in his old age, getting old. And maybe you're just a nice blubber ball, not blubber ball, but you just shouldn't be jealous, you know. And I pray that you don't beat up all the yellow girls no more. Don't beat on them girls, the cutie pies. The question is, and everybody in Oakland knows, why you just go beat up pretty girls? Why you beat on all of them, everybody, and you found a reason to attack them? For Abdul Malik. Now I know Abdul Malik kind of curly-headed, and you might have liked him. Now don't get started. I mean, your secret passion, and he maybe manipulates you. Now, didn't he marry you to? Didn't he find Mukhtar for you, or he put y'all together? Abdul Malik, the matchmaker. Well, I declare, I don't know what to say. And then you beats up all the pretty girls. If he pull a swing, I mean, you beat up Zakia, you beat up the principal's little high yellow lady from over at the university, beat her up. Good God Almighty, you beat up the white girl right down here in the Masjid. You beat her up right here. Why are you beating on light people and white folk? What is the problem? You gotta fix yourself up, child, I tell you. You can't beat the pretty off of them, because they gonna get old. They are old now, so they probably all look the same. You don't have to worry. When you get old, all the beauty, physical beauty,
Stuff fades.
you don't have to, I don't know what's wrong with you. Me, you ain't seen, have I beat up anybody that you know of? No. Have I taken anything from anybody? Wow, I'm telling you. Y'all steal everything that you get your hands on, even you don't get your hands on it. Good God Almighty. The Masjid, $11,000, that's all on the, of course I said 10, because there's 1,000 next to it, and then there's 10,000 there, when it comes in a package.